Welcome to the KO Boxing Show. Big show tonight, a special show. Four-time world champion Danny Green been interviewed on the KO Boxing Show along with his trainer and manager Angelo Hyder, as well as Andrew Maloney, the golden boy, won gold medal at Glasgow for Australia, Commonwealth Games level, undefeated as a professional, and of course Amy Cox from Rombotis Real Estate. Back with Danny Green. Welcome to the KO Boxing Show. We're here at Crown Towers with four-time world champion Danny Green. Danny's got a massive announcement, August 19, Tomas Kovacs at Hisense Arena. Danny, welcome to the KO Boxing Show, and how's your training been?
Thanks, Pete. Thanks for having me, mate. Yeah, it's been good. The usual interruptions, comedic interruptions with my coach, Angelo Hyder, has been a bit of light relief. But it's always fun, mate. We make sure that we have as much fun as possible in training camp, and that's part and parcel of our agreement. When we came, when Angelo took over full time as the head coach in 2009, he's been obviously integral in my career from day one in 2001. But our agreement was, want to have as much fun as possible. Let's do this, but if we're going to do it, why do it without having fun and having as many laughs as you can? It's a tough sport. It's tough enough as it is. We want to try and lighten up and have a lot of laughs and a lot of fun on the way, and we do that. But obviously, when it comes down to business, we're very switched on. I don't think anyone needs to be reminded when the bell goes on. I'm all action, and when I spar, when I train, I don't skip any corners or cut any corners. And it's been no different in this training camp, but it's been fun and obviously a lot of stress and a lot of pressure, coming back after not having fought for 2.5 years. I never retired, but I just had a bit of a break. So we'll see what happens when the bell goes on the 19th, Pete.
Where was the moment? Because I remember I heard an interview with Thomas Hitman Hearns. He said he was walking along the pavement, he started shadow boxing, and that was time for him to get back in the gym. That was his moment. Where was your moment from the 2.5 years where you thought, it's time to get back in the gym, it's time to fight again? Was it a Rocky move? You didn't see Rocky again, or you didn't?
No,
what was the moment?
From the day after my fight against Cameron here, my last fight was victorious against Shane in 2012, November it was, 21 I think it was, I never was 17. The day after the fight, I remember walking down, we had a press conference and I had my belt over my shoulder. It's like, I haven't finished with this sport yet. The press asked me if I was going to fight again, and I didn't say yes or no. I just said I'll wait and see what happens, and I never retired. I never actually got near admitting I was retired or fighting again. I just kind of left the door open because I wanted to make sure that I had life after boxing sewn up, and I've been very committed to building a gym in Perth which is called Green Zone Fitness, and looking to open another one up very soon, and want to open one in Brisbane and Melbourne. Got some great partners there, and I've got another gym up in Brisbane, a smaller gym which is like a franchise. We're looking at 12 Round Fitness is a franchise, and then also my Team Danny Green Men's and Health online fitness program, which is targeting men's obesity and overweight men in this country, which is a real problem. Want to try and help guys live longer, live healthier, but have as much fun and as much laugh as they can on the way, because they're healthier and they're enjoying getting more out of their life and spending more productive time with their family and friends, and most importantly their kids if they have them. And also the Cowards Punch campaign has been something I've been very dedicated to. It's taken up a lot of my time, and I thought, time's getting on and on and on. I better bite the bullet and fight again. And so I always wanted to, and I haven't put on a kilogram since the last weigh-in. The last fight, probably stronger and fitter than what I was before because of the gym that I've opened up. And I finally got a gym in my own house after all these years. Never had a gym at home. I've always just used stairs, a step to do push-ups on, squats, stairs, sprints, runs, chin-ups. I had a chin-up bar at home. That's all I had, a bar hanging at the wall for chin-ups. That was all I used. Obviously, I go to a gym probably for training camp and fighting, but I've been really fit, and this training camp's been going well. And obviously, Angelo, he's as far as I'm concerned, he's one of the best trainers in the world, and I'm lucky to have him in my corner, and just looking forward to what comes of mine on the 19th.
Let's talk about the 19th, because every Danny Green promotion or any event you're involved with, the undercard's always stacked with talent, and you've left it no stone unturned here. WBC World Youth title. You've got a Chinese boxer coming out, Chinese TV's involved, so you're going to be promoting Australia, and it's a credit to yourself to put massive money into the undercard as well. There's been no short change from this, and general admission's $49, viewers, to watch a Danny Green extravaganza at a Hisense Arena. Get the Ticketek straight now, because it's going to be a sellout, and do yourself a favour, because it doesn't happen all the time. We get Danny Green roll into town fighting a top-class opponent with this type of undercard. So it's a credit to yourself, Danny, because you invest back into boxing and you reap the rewards.
Yeah, mate. And once again, that's, I have to take my hat off, and boxing really should thank Angelo Hyder for the undercard that he's put on this show. He's put on, the first fight, your boy, Manny Vamos, who's, a real, tough slugger with a great following up against, he's fighting Eric Diamondstein, who's got a good following as well. We've got a big background from the kickboxing background. And so, that's part and parcel of, I guess, you coming together with Angelo and helping us put on this great card, because you've been, and thanks for your help too, man. I know you've been fantastic in the background and helping us out and just helping smooth a few things over for us to make it easier to make that promotion come off successfully. We've got heavyweights, Hemi Ohio versus the up and coming boxing slugger Andre Mulia, who has also got a massive kickboxing background, 30-1 and then 9-0 as a boxer, against the undefeated Hemi Ohio from New Zealand. He's like a Tyson, like a Tongan Tyson. We've got two Maloney boys. One of them is a Commonwealth Games gold medalist. Two local Melbourne boys, absolutely outstanding talent, and they're going to be showcasing what they've got on the card. We've got young Melbourne kid as well, Jaden Mitchell, who I've done a few rounds with in the last couple of weeks. He's been fantastic sparring. Good young kid, big talent. He was actually sparring with Miguel Cotto. So he's a fantastic young man. He's fighting off against a guy from Perth called Paul Morrison, who's been doing a bit of sparring with me the last 6 weeks. Once again, great kid, great talent. So that's going to be another cracking fight. And then the undercard, the semi-main event, is a kid called Jack Brubaker from Sydney, who's got a big following, and he's fighting the WBC Youth World Champion Yang Zing, which is, the card we've put on it's just an outstanding show of boxing. So I think not just boxing lovers, but people who enjoy watching competition, sport and competition, are going to get a real thrill. And obviously, hopefully, the main event, I take off the show and take the show to another level and perform and be successful.
A down-to-earth guy, Danny Green. We went out to Preston at a construction site to visit Manny Blamas, and you went into the coffee room and spoke to the boys and signed some autographs, and Manny was wrapped the next day, and they all want to come along. So you win people over, Danny. Thanks for coming on the show, mate. And a true blue Aussie. That's the way when I think of Danny Green. It's just a true blue Aussie, honest as the day's long, and success hasn't changed you, mate. You're still down to earth, and you still give the average battler a bit of time, which is exactly how an Aussie should be.
Thanks very much, Pete. And we should be doing this interview with a beer in our hand. That's the Aussie
Maybe
way to do
after
it.
the fight, eh?
Hopefully, mate. If and when all goes well, then we'll have a stubby to celebrate.
Thanks for your time, Danny.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Back at Crown Towers with the most successful trainers in Australian boxing history, Angelo Hyder. Welcome to the KO Boxing Show, Angelo.
Bloody pleasure to be here, Peter.
Mate, let's go over your career as a trainer before we go into the Danny Green fight on August 19. You've trained Vic Darchinyan, you've also trained AFL footballers Jonathan Brown and Barry Hall. It must be a big buzz, mate, training people like that.
Yeah, it's really good being with professional people and at the top, the top of their game, and that's one part of it. And then then you've got the other part of it where you've got some limited people that aren't going very far, but their love for the sports is as big as any champion, and all you try and get those people to be the best that they can be, and you try to guide them and protect them and just make sure that you don't overmatch them, and you help them reach their dreams. We've got a fella down in the gym now. He come in at about 130 kilos, and Tony said to him, mate, you're not allowed in the ring until you're 100, and he's almost there now, and he's actually going to have a professional fight. So there's so many rewarding things working with different blokes.
You mentioned Vic Darchinyan had 4 fights on Showtime under you in 1 year. That's a pretty good effort.
Yeah, Vic was the only fighter to ever fight 4 main events on Showtime at once. Even De La Hoya and Pacquiao coming through, them blokes, they only ever fought 2 or 3 times. It's quite a good achievement, and an achievement to Vic, because he just loved to fight. He's a pleasure to work with.
How did you meet up with Danny Green?
When Jeff and I were partners for many years in Sydney, and I was down at one of the gyms, I can't even remember which one, and they said this bloke's been to the Olympics and that, and I saw this bloke fighting, and he was a real just taken. And I said, mate, is this bloke going to make it? Is this bloke going to make it to be a world champion? He's taken a lot of shots. He doesn't mind taking one to give one, I tell you. It's quite funny. And then I liked him, and Jeff said, hey, give this bloke a lift home, will you? Where he's staying. So everyone took off in their Mercedes Benzes, and Greeny's come out and jumped in the HZ wagon And I'd done this I'm a bit of a radical driver. I had a big sort of skid and U-turn in the middle of a main area, and Greeny straight away said when he seen that driver, he said, I like this bloke. He knew that, he reckons, that he was going to spend a lot of time with me.
So you guys hooked up. When did you realise he was going to be a world champion?
When the referee raised his hand and said, you're the winner.
That must have been a massive moment for you, eh?
No, well, it was unbelievable, mate. You know, a bit of heartbreak there. He was a world champion for 10 minutes in Germany. When I'm standing behind the ring announcer, and he's got winner Danny Green on the card. We're saying, mate, we've won this title. For 10 minutes we're waiting. Why weren't they going to do the announcement? Somehow they found a way to rob him. You know, unfortunately, but then, you know, he kept at it and had another crack at him, didn't get it, and we eventually got over in Canada, which was a crazy story because he was sick as a dog, spitting phlegm out like chewing gum. Wouldn't admit to anyone he was sick, but that was a maniac he was. And got over there and, you know, pulled a massive upset in front of a crazy full crowd in Montreal. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it must have been a massive buzz.
Oh, mate, those ice hockey stadiums, they're right on top of you. Feels like they can reach out, and they were spitting on us. As I was remembering throwing their drinks on us and pouring their drinks on us, they started spitting on us when we were going out. We got in the ring and they started booing Greeny. He looks over to me, he goes, these idiots think they're putting me off booing. He said, they've just given me 20% more reason to bash this bloke. I'm going to belt him for this, he goes. And he did.
There you go, there you go. Let's go into August 19 at Hisense Arena. GAs are $49. That is absolutely unbelievable value. And how's his preparation been, and what's it like now training Danny at 42 years of age against Thomas Kovacs?
Mate, I just want to start at that point of $49. The reason for that is Danny wanted to make it affordable to any of the fans out there that wanted to go. That was his call. He said, I want tickets to be affordable for the people, the everyday battler, to bring his kids and to get to the boxing if they want to do. So that came from Danny's heart. Training him at this age, it's just an absolute pleasure because he's an absolute professional. We've got an unbelievable relationship. We know how each other thinks. Only have to give each other a bit of a tap or a whistle or a wink, and you know, and we know what's going on. So, you know, both and as Danny said, mate, we made a promise to each other that when he came back earlier on, not now because obviously he didn't retire, but we'd make sure it was the best part of our lives, and we'd always look back and say that was the best time of our lives working together. And we've, you know, had our ups and downs with pressure, as everything in life has, which is the laughs we've had has far outweighed it. You know, hanging around blokes like you and, you know, your Frank and Bean stuff and, you know, all that stuff's fantastic.
Mate, it's great to have you guys in town because, as we say, it's good for boxing when Danny comes here, puts boxing back up in lights, and you know the undercard's always going to be good, and the $49 for the battler out there to get along and see Danny Green fight, it's fantastic. And you get the feeling you guys are best mates rather than boxing trainer and boxer, which is good as well. And we're just hoping there's going to be a few more Danny Green fight nights here in Melbourne after this one. And Kovac's a dangerous opponent. Obviously, you've got to have your guard up, and boxing, you're always one punch away from disaster, Angelo. So come fight night, you guys will be switched on, no doubt.
Yeah, exactly right. And the great part about it is that Danny's come and sparred as many of the boys as he could in Melbourne, and every time he finishes, he's given a little bit back. And there was a fella in the Doherty's gym the other day, and we asked him could he just film the sparring, and then he started training, and then Greeny got him in the ring and done some 10 minutes of pads with him. The bloke, he couldn't believe it. So he always gives back to as many people as he can, and of course his Coward Punch campaign, he's for the community, puts all his own money. And, you know, even past that, the team Danny Green, he's out there trying to help the average bloke. You know, you and me, mate, we've got the Greek background. We like the Greek food, put a few kilos on. He's out there to teach us how to eat properly and exercise. And he's doing, you know, with obesity and with diabetes going through the roof, you know, he's trying to do his bit there.
Great work. Thanks, Angelo. And from everyone on the KO Boxer J, get out to Hisense Arena, August 19. See Angelo and Danny and all the boys in a massive undercard. And we'll see you August 19, Angelo.
Mate, I can't wait. She's going to be huge.
back with one of the hottest prospects in Australian boxing, Commonwealth gold medalist Andrew Maloney. Welcome to the KO Boxing Show.
Thanks for having us, Peter.
Mate, we just haven't just got you in to say hello. Big announcement, you're fighting on Danny Green's undercard. Must be a massive occasion for you.
Yeah, massive. Yeah, really looking forward to it. Danny was an idol for me and my brother growing up. So now to be fighting on his undercard at Hisense Arena, it's a dream come true.
You guys met up at the Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather fight. You met up with Danny and you sort of, got to know him and everything. It must be a big buzz now coming back to Australia. And Danny basically said you could fight on the undercard, and for it to happen. What's going through your mind? Because you've got a tough assignment. You're fighting a very good Filipino boxer.
Yeah, it's funny how things worked out. I mean, Danny being an Australian, but we actually bumped into him in America, and we talked to him for about probably 20 or 30 minutes, and Danny's an awesome bloke. And we actually talked to him again when we got home over the phone, and he said that he was going to be making a comeback fight and asked us if we'd like to be on the undercard. And of course, we were over the moon and jumped on the opportunity, and now looking forward to having a great fight against a tough Filipino and putting on a really good show.
Where did you bump into Danny? Was it the casino or a nightclub, or where would you guys have bumped into each other? Was it an accidental meeting?
Yeah, it was actually at the fights at a casino the night before Pacquiao Mayweather, and it was a Friday night fights by ESPN, and we bumped into him there and just got chatting in the crowd. Okay,
let's go into your background, because you had 80 amateur fights and you won the gold medal for Australia. It must have been a big buzz in Glasgow.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable experience. It was actually 1 year ago, I think 2 days ago, it was the 1 year anniversary since I won the gold medal. So it was an awesome experience, and something I'll never forget.
Where is that gold medal right now?
Can't say on TV. No,
Dad,
it's just at home.
Oh, just at home?
Yeah.
Okay, just probably hanging by the
Yeah, I'm going to get it all framed up nicely soon, but just haven't got around to it yet.
Okay. Now, your brother, you guys are twins, so you boxed together. You played football for Croydon. We mentioned off camera that you guys were playing football and you wanted to do a little bit of boxing, and then you just fell in love with boxing. So it must be a big buzz having a brother that fights the same night as you most of the time, and you go through set routines together.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it definitely helps a lot having a twin brother, especially in the lighter weight groups where sometimes it's hard for fighters to get sparring, but we push each other every day in the gym, and I'm sure that's got us to where we are today, having that competitive nature in us and pushing each other along.
Do you spar together? That'd be interesting, two brothers sparring, because the Klitschko's, their mum basically said, I don't want you two sparring, so yep. That's a no-go zone. What about you guys?
No, we do a lot of sparring with each other, and as I said, we're really competitive, I suppose, with each other as well, and so we push each other along, and some of our best sparring would be the sessions with each other. People have told us plenty of times that we should put it on Main Event, they'd pay big money to see us two spar, so, I don't think we'll ever fight, but the sparring sessions are pretty good.
You don't think? Gee, brotherly love.
Oh, you never know if the money's right.
You're a Carlton supporter, your brother Brad's for the Sydney Swans, so there's a bit of, you don't actually support both type of footy clubs. Let's get back to the boxing. Brian Butler, he trains you guys. He's a pretty unique type of character. You mentioned a story about Mike Tyson in America.
Yeah.
He interviewed Mike Tyson.
He did. He's Brian's an extremely passionate man, and never shy to jump in and say a few words. So when we're over in America, we're at Mike Tyson's his promotional company's fight night, and the media were interviewing Mike, and Brian sort of pushed his way up the front and put his hand up and asked Mike a few questions, and next thing you know, we all got photos with Mike, and he signed a copy of his book for my brother, and it's just awesome experience.
Great work, Brian. The old saying is, if you don't ask, you don't get. So you're sitting at the back being all shy, you just get up to the front and ask some questions, and that's good work. All right, mate, what's in store for you guys? Because you've got a tough Filipino on Danny Green's undercard, August 19, Hisense Arena. There's going to be 9,000 people there, so the atmosphere is going to be electric. 2015, we're in August now. How many more fights would you like till the end of the year?
I want this fight, and then I want to try and get another 2 more before the end of the year. So it's going to be a tough ask, but I really wanted to have 6 fights this year, and it hasn't worked out that way. But in saying that, I went over to America for a training camp, which is probably worth 2 or 3 fights in itself at least. So, hopefully we can finish the year off and stay busy, and then look at having around 6 fights next year.
Great work. Andrew Maloney, the golden boy, gold medalist from the Commonwealth Games, Glasgow. Now an undefeated professional, one of the hottest prospects in Australian boxing, fighting on Danny Green's undercard, August 19, Hisense Arena. Ticketek for the tickets, a pretty reasonably priced. Andrew, thanks for coming in, and we see a massive long career ahead of you, so I'm sure we're going to be having you in at the KO Boxing Show many, many times.
Thanks, Peter. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the KO Boxing Show. Special guest is Amy Cox. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
We normally see you around ringside with John and auctioning off memorabilia for charities and various stuff, but you also work for John with Rombotis Real Estate. Let us know about that.
Yeah, no, it's really good. We've got a great team here at Rombotis Real Estate. We like to think we're very efficient and proactive, and of course, always deliver our clients the best customer service, which is what they've always wanted. So everyone that's come on board, I can only say that they're more than happy with our service, and there's more and more coming through the doors every day.
John was a former sportsman, AFL footballer, so he knows that working environment where you work as a team, and he's got that sporty feel to work. It must be a bit of fun doing that rather than just a bland working environment.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're always on about Team Rombotis, as you can see on our website and campaigns and so forth. So it's very energetic. We are a team. We stick by that. We support each other. There's nothing that we won't step in and do for one another to keep the ball rolling and make sure the job is done thoroughly.
You're go a lot to the combat sports and stuff, whether it's UFC or boxing or kickboxing. You notice a lot of females are getting involved more now?
Yes, definitely. And I must say, I always praise them when I see them out in the crowds. I'm always like, oh, it's so good to see so many girls in the crowd, and, hope you're having a good time. And they love it. So I'm seeing more and more every time, and it's great.
Oh, great. Now, what else has Johnny got? Because he's always got a lot of auctions and he's always got a lot of stuff happening. What's on the pipeline for you guys?
Well, at the moment, we're just doing a lot of auctions. They're going very successfully. The rental portfolio, that's growing on a daily basis. I think Johnny's network and everyone wanting to come on board with Rombotis, now our doors are open, is really good, and everyone's showing their true colours and supporting us and joining the team.
Johnny's got an ad with Richo too, the football. That's a former teammate of his, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's correct, on SEN. So that was a bit of fun, and of course another good friend of Johnny's. So yeah, no, it's gotten more calls and through the office, which is good.
What are some of the other sports you like, Amy? Are you a sporty type of girl?
Yeah, well, I love the boxing and Muay Thai. I feel my girlfriends do that personally, and I'm getting involved there outside of work as well. So always learning to pick up extra tips whilst at work.
Do you have a favourite boxer or a favourite kickboxer?
Oh, well, I've always been a fan of Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he was one of the greats, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Tyson?
no, fabulous
Exciting
to watch
as well. Did you get to meet him or go to his tour while he was out here?
No, unfortunately. So hopefully next time when he's around, I'll get to shake his hand.
Yeah, no, great. Well, thanks for coming on board, Amy, and good luck with everything. And I'm sure it's going to be a big 2015 to finish off with.
Yeah, no problems. Thanks again, Peter.
Gee, what a massive show with Danny Green, Andrew Maloney, Angelo Hyder, Amy Cox. Thank you to all the guests. And next week we're going to have all the highlights from the Ultra Tune Bob Rose Cup night. So stay tuned for that. So as we say, till next week, keep punching.